Sup team, just starting the new blog. Mainly wanted to do this because wanted to just talk about the game I'm making, essentially. Mainly to bounce ideas off, really. That's essentially it. Yeah. Making the game was a lot harder than I thought, and what I might see as good ideas, you might not. Get what I mean? So I'd rather make the videos, get the posts out, and just see what you think. Because I don't want to get to making the entire game, and then everyone turn around and go, "This is clearly bull, Stevie. This is nonsense." So I'd rather you tell me it's nonsense before I'm gonna try and bash out maybe one post a day. If not, I'm not keeping a strict timetable. Much as I do the game, I'm not keeping a strict timetable on that. I don't want to. I don't want to say, "Oh, well, I'll have this ready by then," because I've been saying that for the past few weeks now. And I've been saying to my friend, I'll have the first level playable soon, next week maybe. And every week's come, and I've just come up with new ideas on the spot. So I don't want to be saying it to you guys. Maybe I'm assuming there's people who'll be watching this. So yeah, I haven't even thought of a name for the game yet. It's just called Project F.A.R. After the medieval society I belong to. So yeah, should I tell you a bit about the game? The game I'm trying to make? I'll post pictures and whatnot. Well, essentially what the game's about is just there's a thing called shadow energy. There's this bad guy called F.A.R, and basically he's trying to take over the world, as bad guys do. This is his second return to the world that we're in. So I decided to go with the second return because I wanted the two main characters, Solomon Farway and Tostig Agnesson, to know that this threat can be beaten. The first person to do it, Catherine, who's the queen, she did it on her own. So I just like the idea of them knowing that it can be done. So when it gets to those situations where it's completely hopeless, they're like, "No, Catherine did it. We can do it," sort of deal. So he uses a thing that I've created called shadow energy, which was born out. There was these ancient beings. They had a war. The shadow being was born out of. Right now, I'm playing the idea that he was born out of the hate, like the animosity between all the other beings. So I have a list somewhere in my coat. You have the water being, Lozara, ice being, Kalatri, fire, Penin, wind, Zanzibar, earth, Aniva, and then they kind of got on, but like there was animosity. And so the shadow being was born out of the boiling hatred coming from them, and he's called Tulox. I'm not just signing it yet. They kind of combined together, and because he was so powerful, they combined together and punched him into the earth so hard that it made a massive hole where she now resides in. Yeah, and magic was a gift that the beings gave, so like the earth gave earth magic and whatnot. But the earth being died in the war. Before he died, though, he taught one of the mages everything he knew, and that mage passes his knowledge down to the one next to him, and so there's a successor who keeps the entire forest to the east intact together, otherwise it will just fall apart. the water being may or may not be dead. There's people mostly think she's alive because the sea hasn't gone mental, but no one's seen any physical form of her, so they're not entirely sure if she's just retreated back into water and just kind of keeping it cool. The fire being became so paranoid that because they all seemed to be able to take down a powerful ancient being, and she was the next powerful after that, so she got paranoid. She tore her continent away, so it's kind of floating up with her power. No one's seen in centuries apart from Tostig's people, the Raiders, who have their own airships and whatnot, or had. They kind of, yeah. I'll explain that a bit later. Ice retreated to her ice continent. Wind disappeared, but they know Wind's still alive because there is a in the northwestern point of the map there is a cloud sort of city, floaty rocks, and if the Wind being died, they would have collapsed. But they haven't, so she's definitely alive, but no one knows where she is. So, what else is there? Ice, fire, wind, shadow beings in the pits. So, shadow energy kind of is the energy straight from the body of the shadow being. So when Drago comes, fights, tries to take over the world, fights Catherine, gets defeated. She wipes everyone's memories apart from a few select few, so no one knows about it. And then it goes on to like 60, 70 years later. And he's come back. And Drago's come back with the same plan. So that's where the story's going to kick off from. I've divided that map here. I have a very poorly drawn map because my artistic skills are practically non-existent. This is the first continent. I don't know if you can see that. That's the first continent that we're playing with here. So there's the pit. This is the main castle. This is where it all starts. Down to town. I did have another map somewhere of the entire. That's so poorly drawn. Look at that. It's awful. So I'm aiming for quite a big map. What I decided not to do is well, I refuse to play any games that other RPG makers have made because I don't want to tell myself, oh, I'm doing a great job, and then play their games and it not basically just completely demotivates me because they're so amazing. I like to maintain some sort of ignorance. I did play the free game though that you can play by RPG Maker Ace, Chrysalis? I played a bit of that. That's what kind of got my map designing skills improved. Kind of gave me an idea. But if you play that game, each little small screen is is like a small portion of the map, and then you go up, and you're in a different map, and then you go down, you're back in the map, and you go left, you're in a different map. What I'm trying to avoid is that. I wanted to give a more open worldy feel. So where's my? So if you're travelling from here to here, it's still the same map. There's no changing over to a different map. That's what I'm trying. If you get what that's what I'm trying to do. I'll be able to demonstrate it more if I get some pictures of my actual game up. Once the first level is done, once that first map is done, I'm going to release that bit to everyone just to play. So I like to think I'm doing quite a good job. I've got some ideas down. Spent all night the other night trying to think of a way to have regions play their own specific music, and then I figured it out, and then I found it on a forum, on the RPG Maker forum. I nearly raged. It was exactly the same way I'm doing it, so really I should check there first. So yeah, we're getting to 9.5 minutes now. I didn't believe I could talk for that long. I'm going to try and do a post tomorrow. Probably put some pictures up of the game tomorrow or in a minute. If it's easiest. I don't even know if this video is going to be high quality. So yeah, I shall. Yeah, my name's Stevie. I should really introduce myself at the beginning. So I'm making Project F.A.R. Yeah. Ta-ra!